I'm out here in the Central Gemfields looking for sapphires. Let's go. Alrighty, so I'm scratching around in the dirt like a chicken and I found one. I don't know if it'll focus, but it's just there. Just here. Again, I don't know if it'll focus or not. So it's only a small one, but we take whatever we can get. Again, I don't know if this is focusing because it is a GoPro. So, far out, I just dropped it. So I did find it. I took my gloves off as well. Again, I don't know if this is focusing or not, but that is it. Little sapphire. Greeny yellow sapphire with some red inclusions. So yeah. So last night it rained and my entire camp is wet and the surrounding ground is dry, which is pretty funny. It was raining from about 2:30 and it's just stopped now and it's just on 7 o'clock now. But this riverbed, which I'm camped next to, that was dry. I don't know if I can turn the camera around. I don't think I can, but I'll turn the phone around. So this was dry. For the last couple of days. And now it's flowing quite quickly. And my Fossicking areas are across the other side. So, I don't know, maybe today's just going to be a relaxing day and maybe do something on this side of the river. Who knows? Or the creek. Who knows? So what I'm looking for when you're digging for sapphires, what you're looking for is what's known as wash and what they call runs of wash. So in this situation, we need a lot of gravel and what they call billy boulders, which are these different boulders in there, these host rock, so to speak, or the other rock. So we need a lot of gravel and these billy boulders like this, and then you can see as I've dug away at it, you know, you've got the wash on top of the billy boulders, and that is where the sapphires will sit, because over the last couple of, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of years, obviously with the floods and whatnot that have happened throughout this area, the sapphires have become deposited in this gravel. So you can see there, perfect example, topsoil, gravel, billy boulders, and then obviously, you know, I've eroded at this area with my shovel or little trowel, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be sieving, and then when I sieve, it'll reveal the treasures for me. Okay, I have no idea if this is going to show or not. Let's face it down a little bit more. Alrighty. So by doing this, all the heavies, or the heavy materials, will focus in the middle. At the bottom though, not on the tops. So all of this stuff on the side, it's all lighter material, stuff we don't want. It's not valuable, it's not precious. And then I do that just to settle it a little bit. So you can see all of the smaller ones have gone through the grates here, and they've gone into there. So now I'm just looking for the gems here. Usually with sapphires there aren't any that are in this top classifier. Again, what you can do is you can do it into the middle like that, and then you can flip it upside down, which will basically leave the gems on top in the middle once you flip it. But for me, I personally prefer to sift through it with each rock in the sun so you can have a look. So sapphires are obviously a dark color typically, so I'm grabbing all the darker rocks. Now this one, you can see it's got those metallic flecks in it, maybe not on the GoPro, but it doesn't let any light through. Doesn't let any light through, so that's not a sapphire. And I just grab all the stuff on the outside, chuck it. These darker ones, no. Yeah, again with this top classifier, there's not really too many gems typically. That's a nice bit of quartz, but again, I'm not after quartz. So I'll leave that for the next person. So with the sun you can really see the light penetrate through. So any precious gems will have the light go through them. That one doesn't have the light go through it. And it's too metallic looking. I don't know what type of rock it is. I know there's ironstone here, but that's not ironstone. I don't know what it is. There's this really dark rock here that fragments similar to obsidian and glass. It fragments in the exact same way. So I'm really confused as to what it is, because it's not obsidian, because obsidian lets light through. So see this? And that settles it a little bit. Let the water drip. Again, I don't know how much of this you're seeing, but it's the first time using my head-mounted GoPro. What's it like being 6'4" in the Australian bush? Yeah, not bad. Alright, into the light. Into the light. So, what I'm going to do, I'll rotate it so that there's a bit of a gap at the bottom for me, and then personally, again, you can do the sieving and then flip it upside down. With sapphires, it's easy to miss them, or to, you know, there could be an error in the pan, or the sieve rather, or there could be an error in my sieving method. So for me, I like to have a look at pretty much every rock individually. So again, that's why I've only got one glove on, because this, like, well, with my hand, I'm able to obviously, you know, pick out and sift through the gems and the rocks a lot easier. So around this outside, I'm going a bit quicker, because typically, because I have centered them, they should be in the middle. I'm still looking at them, I'm just going quicker. And when you see one, you'll know. That's how I knew. I was picking up all these dark rocks going, oh, is that one, is that one, is that one? Oh, is that one? No. Until I found my first actual sapphire, and then I was like, yeah, nah. So again, I'm looking at it in the sun so the light can penetrate. You can use a torch, of course, but I mean, I've got the biggest torch in the sky up there. So now I do check these dark ones. So I check up to the light, hold up to the light. If light's coming through, sapphire. If it's not coming through, not a sapphire. It's pretty simple, it's 50-50. It either is or it isn't. Some of them actually, I'd question. Now sapphires can be clear, also known as white sapphires. They can be yellow, green, blue, pink, and even a red variation. Now I can do a voiceover of reading from that book. Here's one. I think. No. It's very blue looking. Again, we'll hold up to the light. No light penetrates it. Not a sapphire. I can do another test because that is very, very blue. Oh, I don't know if you can see that on the GoPro, but it actually lets light through. So that one is a sapphire. Yeah, that's a really blue sapphire. Wow. Again, I don't know if the GoPro is picking this up, but in my eyes, I can see that that is a really dark blue sapphire. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. So that's why the sun is there, and that's why my torch is there. Now I put the gems in my mouth in between sieves so I don't lose them, because in my pocket it's easy to fall out, or I could have a hole in my pocket and not know about it. But if they're in my gob and like outside my teeth, in between my teeth and my lip, I'm not really gonna, I think it's a bit of zircon. I'm not really gonna, yeah, so I think that's zircon. And zircon is the oldest mineral. Again, it lets light through. So again, that one. Straight in the gob. It's a bit weird, I know, but... So I was in the middle of sieving and sorting through. And have a look. Again, I don't know if it's going to focus on it. But just there. I might have to put it on my head. Actually, I'll just pick it up. So right here is a gorgeous, gorgeous gem. It looks like glass. But yes, it's a sapphire. Yeah, you can really see the colour coming through there. Greens, blue from that angle. Again, I don't know if it's going to focus or not. You can sort of see it through there. Greens and blues. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, fucking perfect day. Hey, there's still water there. That's good. That means I can sieve. Wet sieve. Oh. When I was a kid, I had the weakest ankles. Like, I'd be walking on the footpath and, you know, the gap between the footpath and the grass, how it's like this big. Like, that's the drop. I would literally roll my ankle on that and it would be swollen and rolled and sprained and just not good, not good. For days, potentially weeks, depending on the drop. Like, it was so bad. And playing soccer or football growing up as well, it didn't help when, you know, you get studs to the shins and to the ankles and you roll it on the uneven ground, because obviously as a kid you're not playing on the best pitches. So I had the weakest ankles as a kid, and I was just thinking about that and how different it is now. So now I'm walking on like literal, what they call billy boulders, rocks everywhere. So I'm digging over there in that hole and walking the whole way across, over this log, up here, down here, and then I'm putting the stuff there, and then that's my little gem pocket. So yeah, it's just interesting to think about. Yeah, my dad had this balance board, and I used that almost every day to strengthen my ankles. And yeah, the more I went hiking and the more I was doing things outdoors and rock climbing and everything else like that, the better my ankles got. And now I'm carrying, you know, a full bucket of rock and dirt over boulders and different rocks. My ankles are all on different angles and all that, and I have no problems whatsoever. Like, yeah, it's quite interesting to think about. Yeah. Well guys, after a week of fossicking and finding easily over 130 beautiful little sapphires, yeah, my back is just, it's had enough. So I'm gonna call it quits on this fossicking trip. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed finding beautiful little sapphires, a couple of zircons and some clear ones, which I don't think they're quartz, but we'll see. I'll send them back to my dad and he can take them to the Lapidary Club, and yeah, they'll let us know what it is. But yeah, time to get this, time to take this camp down and hit the road. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you in the next one.